This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. Hi guys. Good morning and good evening. Yeah, I think I see still folks are joining. Okay, no issues. Guys, welcome to the today's session, which is about Selenium test automation. It's kind of a demo session today, guys. Just giving a brief introduction or some details about test automation and Selenium and all. Before starting the session, guys, I just wanted to confirm on two things. One is my voice clear? Can someone please confirm?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yep, thank you. And I hope my screen is also visible. I just shared my screen as well. And yeah, so I'm just going to give the uh, basic details about Selenium test automation and I mean, I will start from very basic things, guys, like what is automation, what is test automation, and all. And if you guys have any questions during the session, so please note down or you can ping in the chat. Okay, so there is a chat window where you can just type your questions, and anyway I will be leaving 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the session for Q&A, like Q&A things, so I can answer your questions that time, and also you can ask your questions at the end of the session as well. Okay, whichever fine. Okay, so let's get started. uh, Before directly jump on to our main topic, so let me first introduce myself, guys. So I am Ajay, and I have total 15 years of IT industry experience, where I was purely into software testing side, and from past 12 and a half years, I was into pure automation side, guys, like test automation side, where uh, I have been mostly working on a tool called Selenium, which is our Selenium WebDriver, which is a open source automation tool. And and also I have some other tools experience as well, like HPUFT. Eggplant is something called a image-based automation tool from TestPlant, and Auto IT and all third-party tools like Maven, Git, Jenkins, Cucumber like BDD, okay, TestNG, JUnit, all these tools knowledge I have, and also we are going to learn all those tools knowledge in the coming days. I mean, in the complete course. Okay, and also I have been training the people from almost 3 to 4 years. So it's been like 70 plus batches I have dealt, and then I have given the training to these people. Okay, yeah, and I have been working as a technical test specialist for one of the top MNCs, guys. It's been almost 15 years over there. Okay, yeah. So next thing, so before directly starting with Selenium or something else, let's try to understand what is automation first. Okay, so what is an automation? Then we'll see what is test automation. Then we'll see what is Selenium. Okay, so nowadays, if you guys see, most of the people or most of the industry people are stakeholders of the companies or product owners, they are talking more about automation, and they are ready to invest more money on the automation, and also kind of more buzz over there, guys, in the entire IT industry. If you see even automation, lot of, even in the news also, you might have heard about this automation is going to rule the entire IT industry or something like that. So there are some uh, true stories are there. There are some misconceptions also there. So people say like automation is going to take out the jobs of manual testers or manual things are right. It's not like that. It's just a misconception. It's not like manual testing or manual work will be there, guys. It's not like once automation is going to come, there won't be any manual jobs or something. There will be manual jobs and automation jobs also will be there. Okay, so let's try to understand first what is automation. Okay, So let me put it in very simple words, guys. So it is nothing but, okay, automation is nothing but a simple technique of making a mission or a process or a functionality of an application to work on its own. Okay, to work on its own or to work automatically with a little manual intervention. Why did I mention with a little manual intervention? Because so before making any particular functionality or mission or a process to work on its own, we need to write something. We need to write a technique, right? So that's where we need some manual intervention. And also, once the entire automation is ready, to run it or to run it or schedule it or whatever. So there also we need a little manual intervention. So that's where, so it is nothing but a simple technique which we are going to build. Okay, it's a technique or a script which we are going to build, which will take care of making a mission or a process or a functionality of an application to work on its own or to work automatically. That's what automation does, guys. Okay, in simple real time example, let's take a simple e-commerce website. Okay, you know e-commerce website, right? Like online shopping site or online shopping website, like Amazon or Flipkart or whatever, right? So suppose let's take one scenario where I'm going to place an order. Okay, I want to purchase a particular item and then place an order. Okay, so generally what are the different steps will be there, right? So as first we need to launch the application into any particular browser like Chrome or something, Amazon.com or Amazon.in, whatever, and then we'll first search for an item and then add that item to the shopping cart and add address details and add payment details, and finally we'll place an order. Okay, this is a simple scenario where we place an order, right, to purchase any particular item. So to automate this, right, we will also write a simple script. Like suppose if you are using whatever tool, it can be Selenium or any other tool also, guys. Okay, whatever tool it may be. So you simply write a script to whatever actions, generally how the manual user performs, like how the manual user launching a browser, how the manual user entering the URL into browser and searching for an item and adding that item to the shopping cart. Same way, script also performs the same action, same set of actions. That's how we write a script. So then when I at the end of the script completion, what we do whenever I run my script, it will simply start running that script, whatever actions, whatever instructions we have provided to that script, saying that launch application, search for this item, click on add to cart, and add address details, something like some instructions we will provide in the script. Those instructions will be performed as per the script, guys. So automatically, that's how the automation works. So in that case, so once I automate that placing an order scenario, whenever I can run n number of times that same script. So whenever I run, it will go and place one order like that. Okay, so that's how automation works, guys. Okay, this is all about automation, and automation is not limited to only software testing, guys. So this automation can be implemented in any phase. Okay, see, even development phase, developers also they will implement automation whatever whenever they required. Okay, that is nothing but, see, automation in the entire software development life cycle, during design phase or development phase or testing phase or maintenance phase or any phase. Okay, so we can use automation. But here our course is mainly related to test automation, guys. Okay, it is purely related to software testing automation. Okay, so we are going to learn whatever tool, right, whatever tool we are going to learn, that we will be using as part of software testing side. Okay, now next thing, let's try to understand. Now we just understood about what is automation, right? Now let's see what is test automation. Okay, then we will discuss why do we need a test automation though we have a manual testing in place. Okay, first let's try to understand what is test automation. So test automation is nothing but, okay, so we are going to use any particular tool, guys, automation tool which is available in the market, and we are going to use that tool to automate the test cases which are there, and we will execute them. That is nothing but we will run them, and then finally we will compare the actual results against the expected results. Okay, so that is what we do. So if you see in manual testing what we do, same thing in manual testing also. i- Without any tool, what we do, we will have some test cases, we will execute them in the sense using manual resources only in front of the machine. We will sit and then we will start running those test cases. Running is nothing but automation, not automation running, guys. So as per the test cases, we will simply perform steps one by one, okay, manually. So in manual testing, similarly, we will also compare the actual results against the expected results. The same way how we we are going to take care of uh, executing the test cases manually. Same thing we are going to perform using one particular tool, guys, any particular tool basically. Okay, so that is nothing but an test automation. Test automation is nothing but, in simple words, we are going to use one of the automation tools available in the market. By using that, we will first automate the test cases, manual test cases which are there, and we will simply run them. During the execution, what will happen, it will simply compare the results. Okay, so compare the results, comparing the actual results are the results which we see while running it, and expected results are the results which we set already before we running it. Okay, so entire testing is nothing but validation, guys. Okay, that's what, right? I think if anyone is from already manual testing background or something, they know, right? Testing is nothing but a validations are verifications basically. We are going to compare something and we are going to check whether that is that is as per the expected result or not. That's it. Testing, software testing is nothing but simple validation. We are going to simply validate the functionality of the application or something. During the validation, what we do, we'll simply compare the results. That's it. We will have set of expected results already before validating, and then we will compare those expected results against the actual results which we see while executing them. That is nothing but a simple testing, guys. Okay, nothing but, suppose you click on suppose in the same e-commerce website scenario, right, placing an order. As soon as we click on add to cart button, right, so we are going to validate something like whether the particular item is added to the cart or not, shopping cart or not. That's what validation, right? So we are going to compare the results. That is what, guys. Okay. So here in case of test automation, we will be using a particular automation tool and do the same. Okay. Now let's see, why do we need automation testing? So suppose manual testing is already there, and we are able to validate everything, and we are able to get the results, and we are able to make sure our application quality is proper. Though everything is there, everything can be done using manual testing. Why do we need automation testing? Okay, so there are multiple factors. Okay, there are multiple factors which made automation testing more powerful, guys. Okay, let's see what are those. Okay, the first one, it saves lot of time and cost, because so always the automation testing is faster, guys, because once you automate your test cases, when you run it, right, so it will run in very faster, because it will run in a virtual missions or even in local missions, and you don't need any manual intervention during your automation test case are executing. So that's where all the actions will be very faster, so it saves lot of time and cost, because suppose once you have automated all your test cases, your regression test cases or something, and you don't need a manual testing team. Okay, I mean, not all. You can reduce or you can ram down the team from 5 to 2 or something like that. You can have just one or two resources for manual testing, and you can have one resource for automation testing to to perform regression testing every time. Okay, that's where cost will be reduced, and also it saves lot of time. And next thing, as I mentioned, it is faster than the manual testing is. If you compare 70 to 75% faster than the manual testing. In case of manual testing, resources are the manual testers, they use it to sit in front of the mission and then they start validating all the things. But automation testing, you don't need to sit in front of the mission and do it. You can simply run it and you can leave the mission and you can work on other things, right? So that's where automation testing always faster than the manual testing. And you can cover all the features of the application by using automation testing, guys. Suppose whatever features, like suppose even if you take simple e-commerce website, like you can automate all the pages, like shopping cart pages, shopping cart test cases, checkout test cases, my account test cases, search result test cases, like that you can cover all the application features. So it will have a wider test coverage. Okay, whenever you have a dedicated automation for your application. And the results, this is another important thing, guys. And the results which we get once the automation execution done, those will be very reliable, because you have an option to take a screenshot in automation also. You can generate a script to take a screenshot as well. So whenever any test case fails, it takes a screenshot and it sends us back, so that you can, by checking that screenshot, whether what happened, whether it is a actual issue or something, some environment issue or something, some intermittent issue or something like that, we can come to know. So that's where the results will always be reliable, automation results, guys. And human intervention is not at all required during the automation execution, guys. Once you start the automation execution, right, you can leave your mission, or you can, generally we will run in a virtual missions. Virtual missions are nothing but the missions which will be which will be located somewhere in the remote location as a server missions. So once you, and you will be triggering from your local mission, and actual execution will happen in those missions. So that time you don't need to sit in front of the mission and check what is going on while executing the test cases. That is not at all required. You just trigger it and leave the mission and you can work on the other things. So once the entire execution done, it can send the results back and you can check the test results and you can do some failure analysis and then report, right? That's where during automation execution, we don't need to sit in front of the mission. Human intervention not at all required. Okay. And you can efficiently test all your features of the application. It increases efficiency. Reusable test scripts, guys, this is another important feature of the automation testing is the thing. But you can reuse test scripts which you have written. Suppose, simple example, for your e-commerce website automation only, you have automated a login functionality. Okay, that script is basically going to automate, is going to enter username, password and click on sign in or login button. Okay, so that script, so this script can be reused across all your test cases. Suppose you have some 200 test cases as part of a regression test suite. Okay, then in the 200 test cases, first step would be like login to application. Then you don't need to rewrite 200 times this login script, right? So you can simply reuse the script. You can write once that login script, and same script can be called in all 200 test cases, so that that will increase your reusability, and also maintenance also will be easier. Suppose whenever any change happens in the login page, you don't need to go and update your all your 200 test cases. You can simply go to a script where you have written for login page and you can simply modify there. That's where maintenance will be easier, and also you are going to achieve reusability. Okay, and test frequency and thoroughly, that is nothing but you can run n number of times. Okay, if you have a regression suite automated, you can run n number of times, guys. Whenever you want to run, you can execute it like that. Suppose if you have a manual testing, or if you have only the manual testing, whenever you want to do a regression testing, right, again the set of resources or set of people sit together and then they start running those regression test cases, validating those regression test cases, right? So suppose if it is going to take some 8 hours, okay, they have some 400 test cases to take that. So it is taking like 2 to 3 days or something. It takes more than that. But if you have a automation in place, it will take care of running in just 1 hour or 2 hours, and you can run a number of times in a day. I can run my regression testing 4 to 5 times as well, if at all required. Okay, that's where more cycles of execution can be achieved through automation. And finally, you can, if you have a dedicated automation in your application, we can release our product to the market early, right? So in the era of agile and DevOps methodologies, right? So every product stakeholders or product owners, they want to release their product to the market early. Okay, in such cases, automation will really help to make the things faster, right? So that's where, so because of all these reasons, all these factors, automation testing has become one of the most powerful in the entire software development life cycle, guys. Okay, which will make the things faster, which will help in releasing the application to the market early, and we will get lot of these benefits also, right? So that's where automation testing has been more powerful than the manual testing. Okay, next, now let's go and discuss about our main thing. What is Selenium? Okay, so just till now, what we discussed, what is automation? Sorry, yeah. First thing I started with what is automation, and then I discussed about what is test automation. Then I discussed about why do we require test automation, though we have a manual testing. Okay, now we are going to discuss about what is Selenium and why Selenium, and all those things we'll discuss. Okay, so Selenium is nothing but, okay, it is one of the test automation tools available in the market, guys. In simple words, this is one of the test automation tools. Like Selenium, there are n number of tools available in the market. Though out of n number of tools, why Selenium has become one of the most popular, I will explain those also. For now, Selenium is one of the test automation tools available in the market. Next thing is, Selenium is not a single tool, guys. It is a suite of softwares. Okay, it is a suite of softwares which is basically designed to automate web application interaction. Okay, to automate web application interaction, so that whatever scripts we write using Selenium can automatically perform the same interactions how the real user performs manually. Okay, suppose how the real user clicking on a button, how the real user entering some text into text box, how the manual user or real user going to the next page, right, reading the text or something. Same way Selenium can also interact to the application, web application. Okay, so it can perform the same actions or same interactions how any user or any real user performs. That is what Selenium does, guys. Okay, and here if you see, I mentioned or I bolded here saying that automate web application interactions, because Selenium can automate only web applications, guys. Selenium cannot automate other kind of applications like Windows based applications. So let's try to understand what is web application. Web application is nothing but the application which we are opening through browser using internet. So that kind of application called web application. Web application is nothing but the application which we open through browser using internet. That is nothing but web application. And so nowadays, if you see, 99.9% of the applications are the web applications, guys. Though if they have Windows based Windows version, they are ready to give the web version of the application, because if it is a web application, it's it can be launched or it can be opened anywhere from the world. It just needs internet. That's it, right? So that's where so Selenium is more focused on web application interactions only. It cannot automate Windows based applications or console based applications or mainframes or something. Okay, that is one of the limitations, but it is not a hard limitation, guys. Okay, yeah. And as I mentioned, right, so Selenium just aims to mimic the behavior of real user. Mimic is nothing but how the real user perform the actions. Same way Selenium also perform the same actions like clicking on buttons, entering text into text boxes, all things, right? It will take care. Same way how the real user performs, this Selenium also will perform the same way. So as I mentioned, Selenium is not a single tool. It is a suite of four different components. Selenium has four different components. Out of these are the four different components, guys. Selenium RC, Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Okay, so Selenium RC is a one of the first versions released into the market. We also call it as Selenium 1.0, but it is not there, guys. It is no more now because they have deprecated that Selenium RC. Some of the RC features they merged into Selenium WebDriver and they completely deprecated. Deprecated is nothing but they decommissioned this particular component. Now we have only Selenium IDE, WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Very starting days of Selenium, this was there, but nowadays it was not there. Okay, yeah. So Selenium RC, but anyway, I will give some brief introduction about Selenium RC in our regular course. Okay, and next Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is one of the components which is basically for a record and playback purpose, guys. Using Selenium IDE, it's basically a browser add-on. You can download that add-on or plug into your browser. And what you can do, you can simply record your actions, and behind the screen it will generate a script, and you can play them back. Okay, so that is what Selenium IDE does. And third one is Selenium WebDriver, which is most powerful among all these four components, guys, because this is the component which is mainly used to automate your interactions. That is nothing but clicking on buttons, entering some text into text boxes, selecting the options from the drop down. Everything will be taken care by Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and last one is Selenium Grid, which is another component which is basically using for a what do you mean for distribution automation. Okay, so I will give one simple example or one simple block diagram how the Selenium Grid works. Okay, so this is mainly for distribution testing or remote testing. As let me show you one simple thing. Okay, what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to take a simple PowerPoint and I will explain what is this. So in case of Selenium Grid, generally it will have hub and node architecture, guys. Okay, hub and node architecture is nothing but there will be a hub that is nothing but it's a mission only. Okay, and uh, just a moment. Yeah, suppose this is a hub mission where you will have all your test cases here. Okay, suppose you have total 1,000 test cases you already automated. Okay, and this is the hub. Let's check, this is one Windows mission or Windows server mission where all your test cases are there, and in Selenium Grid there will be node missions configured to this particular hub. Okay, something like, okay, let's say, so this is your node mission. Okay, let me mention this is node 1. Like this you can configure n number of nodes, guys, that is up to the based on the missions you have it. Okay, suppose for now let me configure 4. Okay, so total 4 node missions. These are also, these can be Windows missions or Linux missions or Apple OS, iOS missions. Anything can be, guys, it can be anything. So for now let me take, these are all Windows based missions only. Okay, so in Selenium Grid what we do, right, we will configure hub and node architecture, something like the hub is connected to node mission like this. Okay, so now once you start executing the test cases from hub mission, okay, so 1,000 test cases are there. Then what Selenium Grid does, right? So what it will do, first it will take these 1000 test cases and it will identify how many node missions are configured. Okay, and it will divide these 1000 test cases by number of node missions configured. That is nothing but 1000 by 4. Okay, as per this example, then 1000 by 4 means 250. It will divide these 1000 test cases into chunks, different chunks, and it will uh, distribute those single chunks. Suppose first 250 test cases, it will distribute the node 1. Okay, and similarly second 250 test cases, it will distribute to the node 2, and third 250 test cases will be distributed to the node 3, and fourth chunk of 250 test cases will be distributed to node 4, right? And it will run parallelly, and once the execution of 250 test case in the node mission, it will send the results back to the hub mission. Okay, so like that, node 2 node 3 also. So this is nothing but a distributing the test cases from one mission to the different missions. That's where Selenium grid is basically for a distribution automation, and also you can achieve your faster execution, guys. Okay, suppose you have huge number of test cases and you have configured a grid as part of your automation, then you can run test cases from hub. It will take care of running in node missions and also in a kind of faster manner. Okay, here node missions can be of any operating system, guys. It can be Windows operating system or Linux or Unix or Apple iOS, whatever. Okay, yeah, so this is all about this one, guys. What is that? Selenium grid. Okay, yeah, just a moment. Yeah. So what is we discussed just now? Discussed all these, guys. Now, so this is all about Selenium, and as I mentioned it, total four components. Out of four components, we are going to more focus on the three components. That is Selenium IDE and Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. And out of three, also Selenium IDE is just for learning purpose. In real time project implementations, we will never use Selenium IDE, guys. This is just for learning purpose. As I mentioned, this is just a record and playback tool. You can record your actions and playback. We will never use it in a real time test automation. So that means, so two of them are gone. Now only we have to learn two things: Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. That's it. Okay, yeah. So next thing, let's see why Selenium. So there are n number of tools available in the market, guys. Not only like, so every quarter, every 3 months, you see one new tool is getting released into the market, automation tool. But out of all these tools, why do I need to go for Selenium? Okay, why? Because there are lot of benefits which we get if you use Selenium, guys. I'm going to list out those one by one. Okay, the first one is, it's a open source tool, guys. Open source tool is nothing but the source code is open to all. Okay, the source code written for this particular tool is open to all. Anyone can download your Selenium library, and then you can start using it and you can start your automation journey. You don't need to purchase any license. Okay, you don't need to purchase any license, or first you need to download a trial version. After trial is over, then you need to purchase a license. All these are not at all required for Selenium. Okay, and one other thing is, right, one other uh, best thing is, like, to download that library, you don't need to log into that site also. That means you don't need to create an account as well. That's how they are giving that freedom. I mean, so you don't need to create an account to download as well. You can simply go to Selenium official site. Suppose, let me show you. This is our Selenium official site, selenium.dev. Okay, selenium.dev. This is the official site of Selenium, guys. Okay, see here, it is not asking anywhere like login or sign up or create an account or something. You can simply go to downloads here on top, and so this is the latest version of 4.8.3. You can simply click on it, it will download. That's it. And it's based on the language you are preferring. You can download that. Suppose you are going to use Selenium with Java, you can download this. Or else if you are going to download Selenium with Python, you can download this. Okay. And while downloading, it won't ask you to log in or create an account, nothing. That's where it is pure open source software, guys. Anyone can download. That's where even the stakeholders, right? I mean, what do you mean? The product owners, they are ready to take this because they don't need to put any cost around the tool, right? Because it is a open source. So that's where this is one of the benefits which you get if you go for Selenium. And next thing is it supports multiple browsers, guys. That is nothing but whatever major browsers available in the market, like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft IE or Microsoft Edge, or Safari browser or Opera browser, any browser. It supports all popular browsers available in the market. That means using your Selenium, you can run in Chrome or Firefox or IE or Edge or anything else. Okay, that is one of the other benefits which you get. But if you see some of the tools in the market, they are limited to only one or two browsers. Okay, they cannot support all the browsers. But here, Selenium supports almost all the popular browsers available in the market, and it supports multiple programming language implementations. That is nothing but you can, if you are good at Java, core Java, then you can learn Selenium with core Java, or Python or PHP or Ruby or JavaScript or something. But there are some of the automation tools available in the market which are limited to one or more programming language. That's it. Like if you see HPQ, QTP, or HPUFT, that limited to only VB script. Okay, but it's not like that, guys. Selenium can support multiple programming languages. If you are good at Python, you can learn Selenium with Python. If you are good at JavaScript, you can learn Selenium with, or you can use Selenium with JavaScript. Okay, that's where. And the next benefit which you get is it supports multiple operating systems, guys. That is nothing but you can write your automation scripts, or you can automate your application in Windows based operating system mission, and same scripts you can run in Linux or Unix or Apple iOS as well. Okay, it's not limited to only one operating system like Windows. It supports multiple operating systems, and it supports multiple frameworks. So there are lot of third-party frameworks available in the market like TestNG, JUnit, or BDD like Cucumber. Okay, and even hybrid or modular based automation frameworks. So all these frameworks will be supported by Selenium. Okay, it can be integrated easily, and it has a larger user base and helping communities, yes. And one of the limitations for open source tools is like there won't be any proprietary help team, guys. Okay, there won't be any team where you can reach out for help because it is a open source. So but Selenium has spreaded across the world, and there are larger user base and helping. There are a lot of communities are discussing about Selenium. There are a lot of blogs, lot of things are there in the Google or entire world. Whenever you stuck somewhere, if you just post your question in the Google, you will get lot of responses. Okay, so that's where that is another benefit. And finally, it is very simple and easy to learn or easy to adopt, guys, because it is not a very big tool. It is a simple tool. If you learn those features of that particular tool, that's it. You can automate any web application. Okay, so learning Selenium is not going to take it is just going to take uh, 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, guys. That's it. But Selenium with one programming language we need to learn, right? And also Selenium with we need to learn other integrations. Okay, that's where it is going to take some 40 to 45 days to learn all these combinations. Otherwise, only just core Selenium, it just takes 2 to 3 weeks. That's it. Okay, that's where it is very simple and easy to adapt or easy to learn, guys. See, because of all these factors, which made Selenium one of the most popular and powerful tool in the market, guys. So out of all the other tools, so this is one of the top picks. Okay, so even the product owners or the stakeholders, they are ready to invest on this Selenium because of these features or these coolest uh, benefits. Okay, yeah. Next thing, so I'm going to show you how Selenium really works. Okay, so I will show you guys how Selenium going to work. I have one script. I will just simply run and show you. So before that, what scenario I am going to pick, right? This is the basic test scenario I am going to pick, which is like I am going to first launch Chrome browser. In this Chrome browser, I am going to launch this wikipedia.org, which is one basic website. And there I have some controls, something like what I'm going to write. I'm going to launch browser and wikipedia.org. It's a very basic, simple application where I have what is this text box, and there is one drop down, okay, and there is one icon, search icon or search button. What I do, I'm going to enter some text into text box like India, and I'm going to select some language like English or something and clicking on search icon. So then it is going to the next page where the India details about India has been displayed. Okay, I'm coming here and then reading this text and then validating whether it is India or not here, the text. That is my basic validation. So this is my simple test scenario. This I'm going to automate using Selenium, and I'm going to show you how Selenium really working. See, how did I do the actions like entering text box, selecting this drop down and clicking on this, right? Same way Selenium script also will perform the same set of actions. Okay. So to automate any test case using Selenium, so basically if you follow 7 basic steps, you can automate, guys. Okay. So those 7 steps are nothing but, so here I'm going to use Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So so first step, I'm going to initiate my WebDriver. That is nothing but launching a browser. Okay. And second step, I'm going to navigate to web page. That is nothing but entering my application into web browser. And the third step is nothing but locating web elements. That is nothing but whatever actions you are going to perform, right? Like entering some text into text box, selecting some option from the drop down, clicking on button. So before performing those actions, first we need to locate them where exactly they're in that entire page by using some locators. Selenium has some locators. Using those, we will locate the web elements. And fourth step, we are going to perform the actual actions. Something like entering some text into text box, selecting the option, clicking on button, all those things. Okay. And fifth step, we are going to wait for some browser response. Sometimes after clicking on something, it will wait for some fraction of seconds, like nanoseconds or microseconds, to navigate to the next page. So that browser response also we will capture. Okay. And in the sixth step, we will validate something and we will execute. Finally, we will conclude the test is nothing but closing the browser. If you follow these 7 basic steps, okay, we can automate any kind of test case in using Selenium, guys. Any kind of test case, whether it is a simple, medium, complex test case. Okay, any kind of test case we can automate using Selenium. Okay, so let's see. I have already automated my scenario, guys. So this I have, let me show you. Yeah, so this is a simple script I have written. So don't worry about what all this. Yes, this I have used Java and then written. Okay. See, these three steps for initiating the WebDriver, guys. So this is nothing but it will simply launch your Chrome browser. Here I'm using a Chrome. Okay. And this step is for launching your this not this step. This step is for launching your wikipedia.org application. Okay. And these 3 lines of code for locating web elements, that is nothing but search text box, language drop down, and button like search icon. And these 4 or 5 lines of code for performing the action, entering India into search box and selecting a language as English and clicking on search icon. Okay, for now don't worry about what is this search box dot send keys, set select by value. Don't worry about all this. Yes, we will be learning step by step in the in our regular course. Okay. And these 2 lines are for anticipating browser response. Suppose after clicking on the search icon, it is taking some time, that can be a negligible like microseconds or something. Still we need to wait. So I'm using WebDriver wait and waiting for that thing. And then finally I'm navigating to the content page where I am reading the header text and printing it. I'm validating that header text, and finally I'm closing my browser. Okay, so now I'm going to run and show you this one. You see how Selenium, I'm going to close this browser which is already open, guys. Now I don't have any browser open now, Chrome browser. Now let's see, I'm running this as it is a Java code I'm going to run as a Java application. Okay, let's see. So it is going to start. See, it is starting my Chrome driver. See, it opened a blank browser, maximized Wikipedia, enter, and India, English, clicked on search icon, navigated to this validation and close. See how fast, and it was read the India here, and that the India text has been read and then printed here, and my test case passed. Right? See, that's how the say automation is faster than the manual. I'm going to run it again. See how fast it is uh, uh, making this work. Okay. See, starting my Chrome browser, see, opened, maximized, entered URL, and entering India English, clicked on search icon, navigated here, validating and closing. See, that's how Selenium works. Okay, so this is what automation does. So this is the script which we have written to to automate that simple basic test scenario. Okay, so don't worry about all this. By the end of the course, you will be able to write or you will be able to automate test scenarios like this. Okay, yep. So next thing quickly, I'm almost done, guys. Just a moment. I'm going to give some other details about Selenium. As I mentioned, right, Selenium supports multiple frameworks. Selenium can easily integrate with TestNG, which is a most popular open source test automation framework. So it can easily integrate. Selenium can easily integrate it to TestNG. Cucumber, which is a BDD approach, okay, and Apache PY is for automating the Excel files, okay, and these are the different Java-based IDEs like Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA and all. And Apache Maven is one of the build tool. Selenium can easily integrate with Maven, and JUnit is another unit testing tool. Okay, so Selenium can easily integrate with these tools and get benefits out of it. And Selenium can be used to different levels of testing. The mainly Selenium is moreover designed for core functional testing, guys. The main aim of or the ultimate purpose of Selenium is to automate the functional testing. Okay, and it also can do the GUI testing, that is nothing but graphical user interface UI testing, and it can even test database testing because Selenium with Java, in Java you can have a JDBC library. Using that you can connect to the database and you can do database validations as well. UAT testing, usability, regression testing, smoke or sanity testing can be done. Cross browser testing can be done because Selenium supports multiple browsers. Okay, and end-to-end testing can be done, and some business process testing can be done. So all these types or levels of testing can be done using Selenium, guys. But the main core purpose of Selenium is to for the core functional testing. Okay, it can be used for other testings as well, other levels of testing as well. So next one, why Selenium with Java, guys? And this course I'm going to use Selenium with Java, guys, and let's try to understand why do I need to go Selenium with Java only, because Selenium supports multiple programming languages, right? Like what do you mean, like it supports Python, PHP, Ruby, or JavaScript and all. Why do I .NET also? Why do I need to go for Selenium with Java? Because Selenium with Java has a lot of user base, guys. Okay, it will have good support for Selenium with Java if you learn, because 90 is not 90, 80% of the people in the in the world, they are using Selenium with Java. So whenever you stuck somewhere, whenever you post any question, you will get lot of support from the Google. Okay, majority of users. And Java is a platform independent language. That is nothing but you can write Java code in Windows and you can run the same in Linux or Unix or any platform. Okay, platform is nothing but operating system here. And advantages of learning Selenium with core Java is like Selenium WebDriver itself has been written in a Java language, guys. That's where you can easily learning Selenium with Java is very easy. And most of the 80% of the Selenium experts are prefer to use Java because Java has a lot of benefits, guys. Okay, that's where. And also you will get lot of support when you use Selenium with Java. Suppose if you are using Selenium with .NET or you are using Selenium with Python, you will get very less support in the Google. Whenever you stuck somewhere, if something is not working, you search for something, very less support will be there, guys. Okay, so that is one of the advantages of using Selenium with Java. And learning one programming language will ultimately help us in our career, right? So this course will help actually in both learning core Java concepts and also Selenium, guys. Okay, and finally, guys, if you see, generally Java means people will scare off it, right? So generally the people will think of, I mean, people who are coming from non-technical background or non-IT background, so whenever they want to learn any technical things like programming languages, they will scare about Java is a very vast language and it is very big language. It's like a ocean. It's very difficult to learn. A lot of misconceptions are there. But for our Selenium, for our Selenium test automation, guys, you guys don't worry, okay? Because we don't need to learn entire Java. So entire Java, it will take almost 6 to 8 months to learn entire Java. But for our Selenium test automation, we just need only core concepts. Okay, you don't need to learn about Selenium, sorry, you don't need to learn about Java concepts like JSPs, Spring Boot, struts. All those are not at all required. Okay, so we read only core concepts of Java. Those are enough for our Selenium test automation. Out of those also, I have listed out some of the concepts which we required. Something like object oriented concepts are required, and basic control statements like if else conditions, how to write it, and switch case statements, and iterative or looping statements, arrays concepts, string class and its methods, and exception handling, and collections, and IO concepts, and JDBC. Okay, so these are enough, guys. In our course also, I am going to make sure all these are covered, and I will explain all these very very detailed manner and very scratch level, guys. Okay, so that any non-technical person or any non-IT person can also understand. Okay, so that's where I'm not going to teach other things which are not really required for our Selenium test automation. Which are required for our Selenium test automation, those only I'm going to teach. Guys. Okay, so these are enough, guys. Don't worry about Java. Don't think like, or don't scare off Java programming language or technical things. Okay, so I will make sure you will be able to learn Java easily. Okay, that too core Java. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all from my side, guys. Before closing, I just wanted to present some other job trends and some interesting analysis on Selenium, guys. Okay, if you see job trends from the 2005 to 2022, how the Selenium jobs are vacancies or the opportunities are in the entire IT industry, entire the world. Either permanent jobs or contract jobs. If you see, it is increasing the graph. Okay, so this is all about one of the job portals. They posted this one, guys. Okay, Selenium job trends. Next, when you see the Selenium market share, right? So here in one of the analysis, Selenium has occupied 52% market share among all other automation tools. And here when we compare Selenium with QTP or UFT, Selenium has occupied 76%. Okay, and this is another similar survey or thing. So Selenium has occupied 28% of the market share. And next one, this is another interesting survey. So they conducted survey and they came up with how many companies in the world using Selenium. Okay, so there are total 54,273 companies are using Selenium, guys. Okay, in the entire world. Okay, that is equal to 27.7% of the market share. Okay, so next thing, so what are all different job roles generally we see, right? So automation engineers, for freshers generally we call it as automation engineers or simple testers. For senior people we call job roles like senior quality engineers or senior automation engineers or mobile testing automation lead or something, and Java Selenium automation engineer, senior QA engineer, test analyst, SDET, all these are technical test lead, technical test staff, principal software engineers, all these different roles will be there, guys. So these roles or roles names will vary from company to company, guys, but the core job duties or job responsibilities will common across. Okay, yeah. And who can learn this course, guys? Okay, see, this I just wanted to show you because it's not like only the persons who are now in manual testing, they can only learn automation. It's not like this, guys. So first thing anyway, software test engineers who are part of a manual testing so far, they can learn this automation step testing, and then they can simply upgrade their skills, and they can go to the next level in their careers. Okay, that is one thing. And even automation engineers who are part of other tools, they learn other tools, they can even learn Selenium. And QA leads, automation, not automation leads, normal QA leads, manual testing QA leads also can learn. QA managers also can learn if they are interested. And freshers who are fresh out of colleges, right, they can learn because they know some technical knowledge about Java and all. For them it will be very easy and very helpful. Okay, and software developers, they can learn. And finally, even anyone has any basic IT background, they can learn. And one more thing, who are coming from the non-IT background. Okay, they don't have any IT background. IT is nothing but here software knowledge, guys. Okay, even non-IT background people also can learn because, but they have to do some more homework, guys. More homework is nothing but, before start learning this, they first understand how the software development life cycle works. Okay, so what is software development life cycle, how the software being developed and tested and then released to the market, all this they have to learn those basic details, then they can learn this particular tool. Okay, yeah. And what are all the benefits which we get if you go through this entire course, guys? Okay, so the concepts which I am going to learn all will be explained with real time examples, guys. And the source code files which I developed you during this entire course will be shared with you at the end of the course. And daily the classes will be recorded, that video recording will be shared with you by the end of the day itself. And I'm not going to just teach the classes, guys. I'm going to make sure you guys practice a lot because hands-on experience is required, guys. That's where I will share some assignments weekly or bi-weekly so that you guys can gain some hands-on experience. And then Selenium materials will be shared. Sample resumes across different experience levels will be shared. And one simple dedicated automation framework which we develop during our course will be shared. And commonly asked questions, I have gathered and I have prepared some interview questions. Those questions also will be shared, guys. Okay, the source code files are nothing but, if you see here, uh, this was my last batch, guys. Previous batch. So as part of previous batch, these many projects I created. Okay, Java projects. And if you see these many classes, these many examples I created. Okay, suppose see, to automate Firefox, this one, to automate Chrome, this one, Edge, this one, and to automate button clicks. Okay, using JavaScript executor. Otherwise, yeah, see, if you see, to automate checkbox, this example I have took and automated. To automate radio buttons, to automate select drop downs. Okay, to automate a normal button. Okay, to automate text box, text area. So for each example, for each thing I have taken one real time example and showed them. So same thing, all these source code files, these all the project files will be shared, guys. Okay, will be shared at the end of the course. Okay, yeah. So, and the course content, I think we have already shared. So this is our course content. So this course is designed for total 34 to 40 days, guys. So I divided entire course into four different phases. The first phase is all about Selenium introduction. Okay, and second phase is all about core Java, and third phase is about Selenium WebDriver, actual automating the different things. And fourth phase where I'm going to learn I'm going to teach you uh, different advanced concepts of Selenium. That's where we are going to discuss about BDD also, and also TestNG, Selenium Grid, and Maven, and Git, and CI/CD tool like Jenkins, and all this will be discussing at the during this advanced concepts, guys. Okay, yeah. So that's all from my side for today, guys. I think I'm leaving for you guys for any type of questions or concerns you guys. Before that, let me check any chart window. Anything is there? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, guys, that's it from my side. You guys have any questions? You can either ping in the chat box or you can directly talk to me by unmuting yourself. And I hope you guys at least got some basic idea about what is an automation, what is test automation, how Selenium works. I hope at least basic idea, guys. This is not entire course. Just I cannot give the entire course in 1 hour, right? So I just giving the basic details about how really Selenium work, and also how it is going to help your career, and also what are the things to be learned, right? That's where I give all these details. Any questions, guys? It's not only related to Selenium. If you guys have any questions, uh, you can shoot out. No issues. It's not just the topics or just the things which we discussed today. You can ask any questions, any common or out of context questions also fine. And when are we going to start the course? That will be shared by a career IT team, guys. So they will reach you out. Okay, you just need to provide your details to them, like your uh, email ID or mobile number, so that they will reach out to you on the details of regular course start date and all, time and all. How many months this course? Okay, it's not as per our course content. We are going to take 32 working days. Sorry, 34 to 40 working days, guys. It's like generally weekend there won't be any class in general, but sometimes I might take a class on Saturday, not on Sunday. Okay, so total 40 working days, actually working classes. Yep. Any other questions, guys? Okay, then I think I hope everyone is good with the details for today. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Uh, Thanks for joining today's session, and then we'll catch up soon. I mean, once the date is fixed for the regular course, we'll catch up soon. Okay. Thank you all. Thanks for your time today.